Look, it's as bad a game as we can play, and there's no doubt about it. A couple of things to note. One, we're taken a bit by surprise with the pace and bounce in the pitch. Last year we bought a team for pace and bounce, and it turned. An indication so far was that there wasn't much pace, but today was an absolute cracker with pace and bounce. So we were slow to adjust to that, and as slow as we were, they were outstanding with the bat, and that just compounded our problems trying to find a way to stem the runs, and it just didn't come. So it was an onslaught. It was a little bit of a defence from us. We stepped back rather than trying to attack and take some wickets. We just got beaten up with the bat, and we couldn't recover. Whenever you go for well over 200, you've been dominated, and that was the case. Mate, that was a bigger surprise as probably for you. We got a surprise last year with how much it turned, and we thought today might not turn massive, but it would possibly hold with the amount of water that's been there. And we were well off the pace. It was pace and bounce. I think Andre's first ball was sort of through chest height. So we've got to make some adjustments now to make sure that our tactics at home reflect that type of surface. If that's what it's going to be, that's what we're going to learn to play on. But yeah, there is a disconnect between what we're trying to do and what we're playing on, so we need to get better at that. Yeah, it's a good point. There was a lot of nervousness around the team. You're always keen to get into the tournament and want to start well, but we were anxious in the field. We were laboured, and we were clumsy again in the field, which is unusual for us. We just lacked accuracy. So yeah, part of it will be a little bit to do with the anxiety of playing the first game. A little bit insular rather than absorbing the pressure and then firing a shot back. We just got smacked, and we're on the back foot all the way through. And it's a fine performance by them, but is equally poor from us. Yeah, it was good. No, the conditions evolved they were today, and that's allowed some fantastic stroke play. I thought they were outstanding in the first game they played, their opening match, but today they went to a new level with Rassie being the dominator. And it's a deadly combination. They're playing well, they're in form, and that's one of the key areas. If you have a hot opening pair or top three, you're going to do pretty well in the comp. So they've got off to a flyer, no doubt about it. Yeah, it is good. Disappointed that others didn't take the opportunity on a good surface. But again, we were frantic as much as we were hurt with the ball. The bat was equally as, I thought, frantic. And I know you're chasing 240, but there's good scoring conditions there, and again, we just got caught up in going too hard and not being able to find the rhythm of the game, which was high tempo, and it was too high for us today. But Leas played well. I guess the other positive is we're underway. We've got something to work with, a lot to work on, and an understanding of maybe what we're going to be playing on going forward. So up until today, we were a little bit unsure, but we've got a much clearer plan of how we need to shift, and we'll do that.
Yeah, definitely. I love playing here. I think I've played here for about 12 years now for the Lions, so definitely home for me. As I actually entered at the back this afternoon, I turned left, which is to the home change room, and walked a few meters, and I realised I got to go back to the away change room. So no, I love playing here. I mean, I get here, the security, everyone, I know them by name, and Dennis and Ivy and all the people in the change room attendants, the catering. All embracing me, so it is definitely like coming home. I love playing here. Yeah, obviously it's in different colours, so it is a strange, I suppose, experience, but yeah, love playing here. It's my favourite ground in the world. Yeah, I think I've played a lot here. Ryan and I, especially two local boys, we know how to go about it here. We had good plans coming into this because we know what to expect and what we can do, and I think it was probably just the realization that we sort of executed that and could do that. They have a very good bowling lineup, and the wicket was going around a little bit at the start, so we knew it would be challenging, but we sort of stuck to what we wanted to do. We communicated well, and like I said, we know this ground like the back of our hands. I suppose the celebration. The last few years I've sort of been in the middle order, up and down the order, where you don't get as many chances to put on a big score to get 100. So I'm not sure when my last T20 100 was, maybe about 8 years ago. So yeah, it's just good to be back at the top of the order, which is, as you guys probably know, where I started my career, at my home ground. Yeah, it's special. We weren't really sure what to expect, but when I saw it out there, it looked to me straight off the bat that it was the old Wanderers wicket. When you make your mark, sometimes you can see the sort of moisture levels in the pitch, and when I made my mark out there today, I saw it was fairly dry on top, but still hard and firm. So that told me that it's a more traditional Wanderers wicket. With the moisture and all the rain in the week, we expected it to swing about a bit and maybe in the first few overs be a bit tricky. But yeah, we weren't. I think to an extent we were fairly relieved to sort of get that realization. Obviously, they played 3 spinners, and how it's been playing the last few years, it is definitely spin friendly. So I think what we did well is identify that early and sort of went back to that old traditional Wanderers game plans. Yeah, definitely. I think there's obviously a T20 World Cup later this year. I want to be in a position to hopefully put in strong performances to be in the reckoning for that. The last few series, yes, I haven't been playing. Obviously, there's been some guys who's played really well, and I think, yeah, the last time I played was against Australia, where I got off 1 or 2 starts, but not really converting that into much. I'm realistic in the sense, maybe my international T20s numbers the last year or two hasn't, albeit not been bad, it certainly hasn't been shooting the lights out. So whether I need to or not, whether I'm in the conversations or not of the selectors for the T20s, I'm not sure about that. But from my side, I wanna be in a position to put in strong performances. I know what I can do. I know what a T20 player I can be, and yeah, hopefully today is the start of that. This SA20, then I'm going to PSL, and then I think we've got domestic CSA T20 coming here. So it's going to be 3 to 4 months of T20 cricket where I can really focus on that. And yeah, like I said, hopefully, it can be a few good months for me. And I mean, as a player, all you really can do is put on the performances. Yeah, just put the numbers on the board. I'm not above any. I'm not special. I'm not above anyone else. If it's going to be a shootout and they're going to select on performances, then your name needs to be up there. Yeah, I think he's been hard done by, to be honest, not being in any of the squads versus India. He's had a really good 2-3 years in all formats, to be honest. And he was sort of in the mix earlier in the year and sort of got left out of all the squads. And I know how badly he wants to play international cricket. He's had a taste of it at test level, but he's a brilliant 50 over and T20 player as well, like we've seen in the last 2 matches. Quinny's going to be moving on, and he fits into that mold of someone that can replace Quinny. He definitely has the game. He's very resilient. Sometimes setbacks gives you a platform to come back, and I know how hard he's work. He sort of keeps his head down. Yes, he was disappointed not to be in the squads. Of course, anyone would be. But what he did is he went back. He worked hard. We put in a lot of good work into his game in Cape Town. All the guys were there at least a week earlier. We had really good warm-up games and sort of a training camp there. He put a lot of work in, and I'm glad so far it's come off for him. And I really hope he has a really strong season to send that message that, just to remind people he's still there. He's still a world-class player. I've seen what he can do. We've seen what he can do. And I suppose then, again, if he puts the numbers on, you can't really ignore him.